Mike here with Legit Kits. Today I'm going to be talking with Helen Creasy, the pattern writer who also goes by the handle And So I, about her mermaid quilt called Reaching. It's an amazing quilt. Can't wait to show it to you. Hi, Helen. Good to see you.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, I'm Helen. I'm from And So I, and this is Reaching. You can't quite see all of her at the moment, so this is just a little snapshot of her. But yeah, she's a mermaid. She's 80 inches square, or 2 meters square. She's foundation paper pieced, exactly what you do.
Helen, how did you come up with the concept for this quilt?
Yeah, Mike. So I've got 2 young girls. The eldest I designed a mythical unicorn for. And well, I think it actually was for me because I love horses, but we'll call it for her. And then my youngest had asked for a cat mermaid because she had a dress with cat mermaids on. Wasn't so down for that idea. Quite niche. Not really my thing either. And one of my friends had a mermaid tattoo, and I really like that kind of line drawings and things like that. But so I wanted to make a mermaid, kind of fixed on that idea, and then I was about how to make it. And I wanted it to be quite realistic. I didn't want it to be too caricature-like. I wanted to make her more of a siren of the sea, as you see here. So that's what I did.
This quilt has really powerful imagery. How did you go about creating it?
So I knew I wanted it to be the kind of the classical image of a mermaid reaching for something out of the water. That's what I was doing with my designing. I was reaching for complexity and for a competition prize, hopefully. So I was pushing myself and reaching for something that was kind of felt unachievable outside of the water. And I also knew that I wanted to kind of try and show the beauty of the light coming through the water. I don't know if you've seen the images of how, like, kind of it's almost spiritual. The kind of the light shining through the water is very calming feeling, and all of that. So again, I gave myself a really stupid challenge. So I started it by taking some reference images, things that I wanted to, looked at the way hair flows in water, looked at images of mermaid tails, in case you don't know, that's the thing, and light coming through the water. Did some sketches, scanned them in, and kind of worked into it from that. I mean, I started with the face. The hair I was put off by because I was like, well, I'm doing so well, I don't want to ruin it with the hair. And I was worried about overcomplicating it, but also oversimplifying it. So you have to be in the right kind of mood when you design. It certainly never is a linear process for me. She actually went on timeout on the naughty step for a couple of months when I was really struggling with how to get the water to feel realistic and kind of transfer that feeling, that ethereal feeling that I really wanted.
Is there a story that goes along with this quilt?
So when I was designing this quilt, I really had the goal of entering it into competition and winning something. I really went all out on all aspects as far as I was concerned on the FPP, designing it completely from scratch, from drawings, sketches to, the quilting that you see here. So I wasn't actually there for the awards ceremony, but I was really gutted when I kind of heard on the grapevine that I hadn't won anything. I hadn't been shortlisted. I wasn't a judge's pick or anything. I was really quite gutted. I think everyone is when they really put something into it, and maybe I deluded myself. But anyway, when I got to the show, I was overwhelmed by the number of people that knew what my quilt was. I'd done some workshops, and people I spoke to said, "Oh, what have you got a quilt in the show? Which quilt is it? Will I have seen it?" And all I had to say is, it's the mermaid one. And everyone was like, oh, wow, yeah, I know that. That's amazing. And it wasn't actually in a great place for the exhibition because you couldn't get too far back from it. It had a wall right behind where you would view it from. But everyone knew it. I mean, even Angela Walters, who was a guest speaker, knew it. I was talking to her after one of the lectures I went to. And I mean, it blew me away. Everyone was talking about it and raving about it. And that felt so much better than if I'd won something, I think. I don't know, still not won anything properly, so haven't gone up and claimed a prize, as we can say. So after the show, they have a period of voting, and it was voted Visitor's Choice, which was fantastic and probably is better than anything I could have won from the judges, because it was the people. It's what people liked. It's what they like to see. And so that's really, it still blows my mind. The other day I looked on a Facebook post from Festival of Quilts, and it was like 800 people had commented, 12,000 people had liked. I was like, my work, that's amazing. Yeah, so really quite blew me away. I was a little bit gutted not to have kind of a rosette or anything like that, which if I'd got an award during the show, I would have got, because it was announced afterwards. But my husband was really sweet, and he did actually get me a little trophy, which is kind of what I really need to remind myself that that's me, and I did that on my own.
Reaching just won Viewer's Choice at the Birmingham Quilt Festival. How big is that show?
So the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham is Europe's biggest quilt show. It's at the National Exhibition Centre in England, and it takes up 3 halls of that, and it's about 2,000 quilts on display, I think. So it's big, but it's not as big as some of the American shows. It's kind of the one main quilt show of the year for me.
Visitor's Choice, Viewer's Choice, that is the best award to get. That means that you really connected with, I had to find another word instead of reached. You really connected with all the people who came there. That has to be such a fulfilling award to get. You know, a lot of quilts that win shows tend to not have a publicized pattern. People want to keep hold of that. What makes you want to share Reaching with other people?
So as I said, Reaching started as like a personal project, a personal challenge for me. And I had so many people ask me, oh, will you be releasing a pattern? Because obviously I release other patterns. I'd kind of initially thought, well, maybe it will be one. And then I'd made it, and it was such a challenge. And I'd spent so many hours designing it, and I thought, this is crazy. No one's going to want to make this. But loads of people were asking for it. So after the show and things, I got to looking at it. But as you'll know, Mike, taking a quilt that you can make from kind of your own computer drawings to something that you can release for sale to other people, you know, covering all of the issues that it may have, and, you know, all the templates. I mean, I work from quite basic templates when I was quilting this, when I was piecing this, but I've had to, you know, make sure that they're perfect for others. So it's taken quite a while, which is why it's like 6 months later. But I want to share the joy of FPP. I love it. I love the challenge of it. I love the challenge of designing it, and I love the challenge of making it. So why wouldn't I want to share that joy? I don't want to keep it to myself. There's no point in protecting this forever. It's, you know, I want other people to enjoy doing it, which is why I'm so pleased that you're going to be doing kits for it, which is like amazing. It's over the moon.
Yes, the pre-order starts today. Click on over to legitkits.com, order your Reaching quilt, and blow everyone away with this beautiful work of art. Thank you so much, Helen. This has been great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. Really appreciate it.